Well, hey friends and neighbors, this is Chuck out at Sheridan Park Farms. Welcome back to the farm. Another beautiful morning here on the farm. It's cold this morning. Everything is frozen up. So one of the things that we run into this time of year is there's just not a whole lot to do outside. We don't have a whole lot of animals. We don't have a whole lot of daylight. I think we're maybe a little over 8 hours of daylight right now here in western North Carolina. So there's something I've been wanting to do inside the shop. Let's go in there and let me show you what thing it is I want to work on, what I want to replace, and then I'll talk about what we're going to do to fix it. All right, so this is what I want to replace. This is my primary workbench. This is a table that I built. I think my dad helped me a little bit. I probably built this thing 15 years ago. It's very, very simple construction. It's made out of a couple of pressure treated 4x4s with some rough cut lumber for framing, and then a piece of, I think that's 3/4 plywood on top. This thing is 34 inches wide by about 62 inches long. And this table serves its purpose, but I don't like it. I want to do something different. I want to do something a little more refined. When I built this, I think I found a set of plans online. It was before I kind of got turned on to YouTube and knew all the options that were out there. So I've been watching a couple of videos, watched a bunch of videos actually, on different types of shop tables. And I've got an idea on what I want to build. So let's run to Lowe's, pick up some materials, and come back and I'll show you what materials we're going to use and the type of table that I think we're going to build to replace this. Now, one of the problems that I run into, and if you've got a shop, you know exactly what I'm talking about, any flat surface becomes a catch-all for stuff, whatever. I've got an old flashlight, a stapler, USB-C cords. I mean, I've just got some junk on here right now. I do have a vise mounted to the corner of this table. We'll probably do something different with the vise. But like I say, let's run to Lowe's, let's get some materials, and come back and I'll show you what, or I'll talk a little bit about the type of table, workbench that I want to be able to replace this whole thing with. Usually the ones kind of in the middle of the stack are going to be a little bit better because they're the ones that kind of had the weight on. That just tore out. But got a little tear out. Got a little bow in it. All right, so here's what we ended up with. We went to Lowe's and bought 25 8-foot 2x4s. And I watched a number of different videos on building workbenches for your shop or your garage. And the style that I've decided to go with is a butcher block style top. And the reason I'm doing this and not buying something prefab, a couple of reasons. Number one, the butcher block style is very heavy. It can withstand a lot of work, a lot of pounding, a lot of abuse, to whereas a sheet good top or a prefab top, I'm afraid would break and would not last over time. It's okay to get these wet. It's not going to hurt anything to get it wet. Chemicals, all that kind of thing. I think this is going to be much more sustainable over time than buying something prefab. This is going to give me a chance. I'll just be honest with y'all. I am not a carpenter. I'm not a woodworker, but I want to learn. And this seems like a pretty simple style to kind of learn on and kind of cut my teeth on to sort of get, start to build some of those skills and some of that muscle memory on working with wood and doing that kind of thing. When I was watching videos on this, Sandra got interested and she said, I would like to have something like that to do actual butcher work on. So sometimes we'll get a cow or a pig process, we'll have it cut into primals, and then she will finish breaking it down and we'll, do the cut up herself. So she said this would be really nice, give her a nice area or a nice top to work on. So before I build one for her, I thought, well, let's make the mistakes on just a workbench, and then maybe we'll kind of have it right whenever it's time to do hers. So 25 8-foot 2x4s, and we went through and we were very selective on them. We made sure that we wasn't getting stuff that had a lot of bow or a lot of wane or a lot of knots or twists and that kind of thing in it. We got 7 pieces of all thread. We'll show you how all that's going to go together whenever we start putting this thing together. Nuts and bolts, nuts and washers for the all thread. I got a gallon of glue and some of these just little cheap throwaway sponges to spread the glue on. So, and I got a couple of a drill bit and some Forstner bits and some other things, but we'll look at that here in a little bit. So, Sarah and I are going to work on this together. Again, this is something we can do inside in the shop at night because it's dark here, and we're in the shortest days of the year. It's dark around here 5:15, 5:30, and then we don't get daylight until around 6:30 or 7 in the morning. So I think this will be fun. This will be something to work on. Excited to get started on this. Now, squeeze it. It's odd. There we go. Still got it pointed. Is that right?
Feed it this way.
Yeah, we're going to feed it that way. Okay. Okay. Okay, so what we're going to do is we've got our 2x4s, and these are not true dimensional 2x4s. These are 1.5 by 3.5. They start out as 2x4s, but after they're dried and dressed, they lose some mass. But what happens is, when these things are dressed, they put a bull nose on it, and this is to keep from tearing out the edges on these. So what we're going to do is we're going to take a 1/4 inch off of each side. So these will end up being 3 inches thick. So we're going to take a 1/4 inch off of each side to get rid of that bull nose so that we've got a nice flat square surface that will marry up together with the other 2x4s to create our butcher block top. Okay, I think that's going to do it for today. I've actually shot what you guys are seeing now over the course of probably about a week or so. So I've got the boards, I've got my tabletop drilled, I've got all the holes put in, we're ready to put the all thread in. I've got to glue that up, so that'll be on the next video. We'll show gluing that up and putting the all thread in and getting this thing kind of compressed together. So today's the day after Christmas. It's raining here, so I've just spent most of the day in the shop today drilling holes and getting all that together. But everything else you've seen has been shot over the course of a couple of days. So I think this is going to be nice. We've been needing a good table in here. I'm gonna find a nice vise to mount to it. I'm not going to get anything on Amazon. I've looked at those, and I think I'm going to try to find something a little older, maybe a little more robust, something a little bigger and heavier, more of maybe an antique kind of vise or something like that. That'll work good on here. I just want to do this right. So anyway, I think that's going to do it for today. Like we always say, please keep us in your prayers. May God bless you and your families, and we'll see you in the next video. Thanks.